So what else can we give you, sir?
Well,
Do you play golf?
yeah, I do, but that's not really going to help my company. I was looking more for a signature option.
Well, our priority service includes signature, but
I already know what your services include, but for expedite and express post, it doesn't include that option. I want that thrown in there.
level 15 with signature option included but price waived?
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll have to talk to the bean counters back at my location, but I don't see any reason why we couldn't waive those fees in order to get your business.
I think we have a deal.
Great, thanks.
Now that's how negotiations are done.
Thanks, sweetheart. I think that went really well. I just don't know how I'm going to defend it back at the office.
I've been a few minutes early, and I noticed that Denise, your receptionist, is fielding a lot of calls in terms of trackability.
She feels the most of the burden of them.
Okay, so what percentage of her time do you think is spent in a day fielding those calls and doing resolution?
I think we reviewed that. I'd probably say about 25% of her daily task is fielding and following up on all track classes per company.
Okay, so I have a pretty good understanding of the process now in terms of your outbound and inbound parcel shipping. But with respect to the problems that you're having or the issues you're having with trackability and with time constraints and resources here, can you tell me a little bit about what the best case scenario process would look like?
Best case scenario, if we can field orders as quickly as possible, and also send them out as quickly as possible on time, and meeting the guarantees that we give our customers.
Okay. What is that worth to you, Alex? With respect to the business-to-business application that you mentioned earlier that comprises 30% of your profile, what are the marketing plans with respect to that platform?
You know, that's a great question, because I have a meeting with marketing in another couple of days, and they're looking at something that
B2B electronic profile, or the marketing for that. So I can certainly help augment that meeting and you know, your responsibility to cover that off. Would that help?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Anything can help us grow our B2B business is much needed, because we see a lot of growth in there. Mind you, we still rely heavily on our e-commerce site, which we sell directly to consumers, but B2B is where we see probably the biggest growth potential.
Okay, so that is okay. So Alex, just to summarize, then we've sort of confirmed a little bit more about your business. With respect to the discussion today, I think I've learned a little bit more in terms of what your challenges are with respect to trackability, timing, resources, and that sort of thing internally. As well, you're responsible indirectly for a KPI around marketing and sort of ramping up to that platform to promote that element of the business, which ultimately ends up with you. So, and then we've also touched upon, potentially exploring outsourcing with respect to warehouse fulfillment and third-party logistics. So, would you agree that those three things then are a priority in terms of, your role here at the company?
Absolutely. You got to bang on.
the approach moving forward. Summarizing those points though, and having an understanding of what you're responsible for and what sort of you're measured on, and looking at the business, would you be amenable then to you know, sort of a 2% wave back and forth in terms of the original pricing that you were fairly adamant about, if I could deliver upon some of those items that we talked about? Absolutely.
Yeah, if the price could be lowered a bit, like you just mentioned right now, little give, but if you can marry that with the other components, the marketing and also the warehousing solution, absolutely, that's something we have to really consider.
Okay, well then let's, you know, let's try and set up a meeting then to explore. Ryan, I wanted to thank you for your time today. I think we've had a fantastic discussion in terms of summarizing what some of the challenges that you were facing, and also uncovering some additional ones that maybe you and I hadn't thought of at the outset of the meeting. Is there anything else that I've missed, or anything that you want me to sort of take away and have a second look at?
No. Touched on all the points that, and then some, that I wasn't even expecting you to speak on. But I'll get you the people in operations to speak to regarding the warehousing.
Great.
But I must say, before this meeting, I just came in here and just wanted to talk about price and chop down that price because it was a bit high. But you really brought added value, not just to the company, but also to our end customer. And I must say that that is greatly appreciated and greatly needed here.
Okay.
But thank you, and I will definitely be in touch in the next couple of days and follow up on, I guess, the renewed, I guess, business model we're looking at.
Okay, wonderful. I'm looking forward to advancing the partnership.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Take care. Wow, that was completely different. Never expected that out of Canada Post. This is exactly what our company needs, to look at our customers and see how we can best serve them, and also the best way we can manage our warehousing and also our shipping needs. Great. Thank you, Tracy.
I was confident that I knew enough about the business and what Ryan was going to be measured on to move the discussion away from price. So we were able to reinforce that our offering was unique outside of what the standard RFP offering would be, and that we had a group of company solutions to sort of trigger some thought around covering the end-to-end needs versus just a price discussion. So I'm looking forward to regrouping with the specialists and moving the opportunity forward.